Good afternoon and welcome to Teleislas News with the most relevant and important information of the day. San Andres is present at the Latin American World Travel Market, a fair that has been taking place since yesterday in the city of Sao Paulo, Brazil.
The island stands out at the tourism fair held in Brazil. The Secretary of Tourism, Jonathan Taylor, will be present for 3 days, April 5th, 6th, and 7th, representing the Department of San Andres, Old Providence, and Santa Catalina, with the support of Cotelco, while promoting the archipelago as a tourist destination and showing the offer at the Colombian stand. ProColombia, the prime mover of Colombia's international promotion, selected 12 departments and entrepreneurs to be present at this significant fair, and the archipelago was chosen because of its importance as a national destination. The Secretariat from Sao Paulo, Brazil, said that on the first day of the fair, there was an approach of people interested in visiting the islands.
Starting tomorrow, the National Geographic expedition hopes to document and achieve an in-depth study of the Sea of Seven Colors.
National Geographic, with its group of scientists and the latest technology, will start the expedition of the Sea of Seven Colors, which will be documented. With this, they hope to contribute to the conservation of the Sea Flower Biosphere Reserve.
As National Geographic, we are very happy to be in San Andres in the Sea Flower Biosphere Reserve to make an unprecedented underwater expedition. In Surinela, we have a very complete team of scientists and documentarians who will work with local scientists to study this area like never before. We have the latest technology, including a submarine that goes down to 400 meters deep, depth cameras that go down to 7,000 meters. We also have expert divers who can evaluate the ecosystems and the state of health of the species living in this area. Hopefully, this will help Coralina and the archipelago to make the best decisions and thus conserve this natural wonder they have here.
National Geographic expedition members will be studying the Sea Flower Biosphere Reserve for 14 days.
On April 7th, the ship Argo will set sail, which is the scientific platform that we are going to use, and we will be back on April 28th, hopefully with good results of all the scientific studies that we will be doing, and also with good images for the National Geographic documentary that we are making about the Colombian seas and about the effort that they are making to protect more marine areas.
This expedition is with the purpose of achieving scientific basis for the protection of the Sea Flower Biosphere Reserve.
A new comprehensive care model is to be implemented in the Departmental Social State Enterprise Hospital. The objective of this new model will be to improve the provision of health services and also to improve communications between the user and the health service.
The health service provider Nueva EPS begins intensive training on the new healthcare model of the departmental hospital. This training took place on April 4th and 5th of this present year, where its main objective is to improve the quality of service and activate an interdisciplinary group that will maintain constant attention to the user, thus avoiding that the processes that already exist are not interrupted and a direct line is followed with the information provided between the user and the health service provider.
What is this doctor going to do? The doctor is going to have, let's say, 200 patients under his care. He's going to have a spreadsheet that shows the level of risk according to the patient's pathology. Initially, he will manage those with the highest risks, reducing the risk of death or the risk of ending up with another pathology. For example, those with diabetes and hypertension. These patients will have their risk managed so that they do not develop kidney disease. When this first group is finished with, the medium risk group follows, which may not have been attended to for 3 years. Then an assistant is assigned to call the patients.
In this activity, the aim was to stipulate the responsibilities of general practitioners and nursing professionals. Basically, it is to identify the population and the risk it represents and manage it. They would not be able to wait for the patient to go to the Departmental Social State Enterprise, but for the enterprise to go to the patient. So that it is not necessary to implement more complementary services, but to manage the risk to prevent diseases.
and in order to ensure the proper handling of fish food in the island. The departmental government will provide training to owners and employees of businesses engaged in the sale of this kind of products.
In order to ensure that our businesses dedicated to the sale of fish products comply with all the legal regulations for the sale of these products, the Health Secretariat will conduct this afternoon a training session for owners and employees of these businesses.
This afternoon, we have an activity for fish or seafood outlets who wish to participate and learn about the care and sanitary requirements that must be met to be the type of outlet that offer these type of foods, according to Decree 561 of 84 and others that complement it, in order to ensure food safety through proper hygienic handling of food. The training day will be held in the afternoon hours in the facilities of the General Archive on the Hill sector next to Teleislas, or what is known as the Old Jail. At 3:30 in the afternoon, we will be admitting the personnel who are willing to receive this workshop.
This training to businesses dedicated to the sale of fish products, as well as the training to establishments of edible meat products, are part of a strategy that the government has been advancing to ensure that all health regulations are met in terms of the sale of food and ensure that no diseases are caused by these products.
In December, the launching of the ONDAS program of the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation took place, which they returned to the archipelago to benefit 890 children and adolescents. We tell you how this project is progressing.
With the objective of promoting the scientific vocation of children and adolescents in the archipelago, the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation implemented the ONDAS program in the department together with the National University Caribbean campus. This program has an investment of 3,750 million pesos and is already in its contracting stage.
The
ONDAS program is also a science, technology, and innovation program led by the Botanical Garden. We started in December when the minister arrived and we were able to open the program. We are already in the hiring process since the invitations to hire professionals are already posted there. It has already been published. There are 6 calls for professionals in different areas. There are more or less 15 that will be linked to this program this month with meetings with the ministry to start in the schools and motivate children to participate in the 80 research available spaces that we have for all public and private schools on the island. Students with tutors and teams will have a resource to do research in the classroom and formulate questions and solutions to advance knowledge.
During the 3 years of execution of the agreement, 890 students and 80 teachers from 23 educational establishments of our island will benefit.
And now let's get to know other facts that are making news today in our brief news section.
The Secretariat of Education, together with the Secretariat of Social Development, commemorated World Down Syndrome Day through recreational activities in the different ludotecas where children, adolescents, young people, and parents enjoyed games, costumes, as well as activities to stimulate attention, memory, and autonomy. At the same time, parents were made aware of the importance of games in their social and cognitive processes. The departmental government, through its Risal and Resident Families program, trained several parents at Brooks's school on emotional bonds. The workshop provided them with training on the rights and duties of the family nucleus and gave them the tools they need to comply with public policies for families in their home. In order to prevent problems associated with the sexual and commercial exploitation of minors in the context of travel and tourism, the Departmental Secretariat of Tourism is conducting awareness talks aimed at providers, tourism service providers, lodging and educational institutions on the island in order to provide all the necessary tools to not only help prevent this crime but also to ensure the rights of children and tourism safety of the destination.
And at this time, we present the indicators of the COVID-19 situation in the department.
For yesterday, April 5th, the Ministry of Health did not report new COVID-19 cases. That is, the islands currently have 10,188 cases registered since the pandemic began. According to data from the local health secretariat, there are 4 active cases, 9,997 recovered cases, 155 diseased, and the ICU occupancy is at 0%.